Hello, in this video we're going to be talking about tap water and what's in it. Most people aren't aware of this, but the municipalities and governments around the world allow over 80,000 unregulated chemicals to be circulating in our tap water at any given time. These elements can include, of course, chemicals like chlorine, chloramine, and fluoride, and minerals, of course, very commonly lye. They can even have mercury and arsenic. As long as they're below a certain threshold, the government allows it. And in fact, our tap waters, in reality, are a chemical soup that we're drinking and consuming and working around every day. One of the common elements in tap water is chlorine, and we're going to talk about that in detail with this presentation today. Chlorine has been linked to many kinds of health issues known such as brittle hair and nails, skin irritations, skin diseases, inflammation, internal inflammation, allergies, respiratory problems, and the list goes on. And you can look it up. It's very well documented, and you can see what that's all about. So I'm going to do a few presentations here today that show you what happens with the tap water as we use them from day to day, beginning with this first one here. So in this first demonstration, what I have here, I have regular tap water. Came from our tap a few minutes ago. So you can probably expect when I pour it, you'll kind of know what's in it. What I have here is a chlorine tester. Now this is a poisonous substance, but what it does is it tests the water, and if there's chlorine present, it'll turn the water into a yellow or an orange depending on how much chlorine is in the water. I'm going to put it into this one. As you can see, I poured it right from there, about 10 drops. I'll just quickly give it a stir. And as you can see, the water is yellow, meaning it has chlorine present. Now I'm going to do what we do every day. I'm going to drink this water, only I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to just hold it in my mouth for maybe about 10 seconds, and I'm going to put it back in the cup. So I apologize if this offends anybody. Sorry about that. But let's just see how much chlorine is in there. So the water is clear. So what does that mean? It means that the tissues inside my mouth, my gums, my tongue, the roof of my mouth, the inside of my cheeks, absorbed the chemical chlorine faster than it did the water, because look at how much water is left. So tap water, when we drink it, the first thing that happens is our body absorbs it. When we swallow it, the rest of the chemicals that didn't get absorbed in the tissues of our stomach and our intestines, along with those other minerals and other elements in the water, over 80,000 that I was mentioning earlier. So I have other tests, but just so you see. So again, we're going to use the chlorine test, and we'll give it a stir. And we know that there's chlorine in that, so I'm not surprised by that. Now what I have here, I have onions. These are regular red onions that you always have when you cook. I like red onions. I find them a bit sweeter and tastier. Potatoes. And regular white rice. So here are the onions. And the rice. As you can see, the water is nowhere near as yellow as it was when I first poured it before the vegetables. So, question, did we wash our vegetables or the water? Just like our bodies, when we put, if you can see, these potatoes are actually a yellow color now instead of a white. When we put these vegetables and fruits that we get home from our grocery store, even if they're organic, and maybe even more so being organic because they tend to be fresher, we wash them in tap water. The first thing that happens, just like us, is our fruits and vegetables will absorb that chlorine and all those other chemicals before anything else. So in fact, it's washing our water for us. We have water that at least doesn't have chlorine in it, but the water, the chlorine, is in our vegetables, and that's what we're eating now and we're giving to our families. So that's the second demonstration. This is Kangen water, and this water came from this machine a few minutes before we did this presentation. The Kangen machine, as we've talked about in our other videos, it's an ionizer. It makes the water charged with negative ions and active hydrogen, so it has antioxidant properties and alkaline for our bodies. It also, in the beginning, when the water first goes into the machine, it has a filter. That filter does take out the chlorine and the chloramine and fluoride and the other elements and the harmful minerals, leaves some of the beneficial ones like magnesium behind. And it goes through the electrolysis chamber and comes out on the other side, this spout right here, and this is what we have. So here is Kangen water, and of course the tap water. And like always, a chlorine test. So we're going to do about 10 drops again. Chlorine is present in the tap water, but there is no chlorine or any of the other harmful chemicals from the Kangen machine in the Kangen water. So my question to you is, with this information, which would you rather drink?